What's good, you guys? I'm back again with another video. Today we are here to talk about the Orlando Magic. Now I'm just going to forget the rest of the player rankings. I only had the centers to do. Nobody really cares. You already know what the 1 is. You know what the 2 is. You should know what the 3 is. Like, it's really no fun in doing that. So I am going to be doing over like the next couple of weeks because preseason starts in like 2-3 weeks. I'm going to be talking about the young teams. I already talked about the Rockets. I believe I talked about the Pacers. If not, I will talk about the Pacers, but today we're going to be focusing on the Orlando Magic. But before we get into this video, make sure you like and subscribe, share with your friends. We drop weekly videos over here, so make sure you like and subscribe. So the Orlando Magic are a part of a very, very deep Eastern Conference. When you look at the Eastern Conference, it's literally only one team that's tanking, and that's the Wizards. They suck, like bad. They suck bad. Like, when, no offense to my guy, but when your best player is Jordan Poole, you're going to be really bad. So they are the only ones tanking. But when you look into other teams around the Orlando Magic, like the Hornets, like the Wizards, like the Pacers, like the Bulls, those guys are not tanking. They're trying to get experience, trying to make the play-in, some even trying to make the playoffs. And I think Orlando is part of that group, especially because the way they ended last season was very, very good. Orlando is a team that's, to me, very hard to judge because I can see a way where they can kind of surprise everybody and be in that play-in, not just a play-in, but like the top of the top. Like, they can be a 7 or 8 seed. I can see that, but I can also see a way where they're like fighting for the number 2 overall pick because they're not getting number 1. I'm telling you, that is going to be the Wizards. I can see a way they're fighting for the number 2 overall pick. I can see a way that everything can go bad, but I'm sort of on the fence to them. You know, like I don't know how to fully gauge this team because they got a lot of pieces I like, but they also got a lot of pieces that I'm not really fond with. But like, talk about the starting lineup, which I would throw out there. I would throw out Markelle Fultz. I would throw out Anthony Black. I would throw out Franz Wagner. I would throw out Paolo, and I would throw out Wendell Carter Jr. Now, you're probably wondering why I am starting Anthony Black. Listen, the only other player that I think should start over Anthony Black is Gary Harris. He just has the experience. He can shoot the ball. He's a good defender. I believe that's where they're going to go. But if they don't go that way, I think the starter should be Anthony Black. You draft him with a top 10, I believe, you draft him with a top 10 overall pick. And a lot of people are going to just point to the space. He's not able to shoot threes. He's not a good three-point shooter. One, I don't believe that. Like, I think he's going to be a decent shooter, like 35 to 36%. That's all you really expect from a rookie. And 2, the reason why I would start him over Jalen Suggs is 2 reasons. He fits the build that they're trying to do. You've seen it in the last draft. They drafted 2 guys that are not smaller than 6'6". They're 6'7", and I believe Jet is 6'9". Like, they drafted some big guys, and that's what they want to do. Markelle's 6'5", 6'6". Anthony would be 6'7". Paolo's 6'11". Franz 6'10". Wendell looks like the shortest nigga out there sometimes, but he's also 6'10". It kind of fits the build that they're trying to do instead of starting a guy like Jalen Suggs who was 6'4", 6'5", even though he wouldn't be bad because he's a very good defender. But the things on offense, he just doesn't have that Anthony Black has. Like, Anthony Black, it's going to sound weird to say this, but like, he's a basketball player. If you need him to play on ball, he will do that. If you need him to play off ball, he would do that. I believe I said this in my draft video about him, or he was in one draft video about him. But anyway, he is a basketball player. So him not being the best spacer, it's not really going to hurt the team because he can play on ball, play off ball. He's cutting, very good at cutting, very good at moving off ball. But then when you put him on ball, he can run an offense. He can be very good next to Paolo. I would love that pick and roll to just jump off instantly. I think that is the perfect starter for this team. I think he should start right away. I don't think you should rush him in because he's going to be good. That's going to help him on the long run. And I'm so happy he was drafted here and not drafted to Washington Wizards because this is a set team. The Wizards, they're trying to find the guy that can help them and be like, okay, we're going to build around him. They're not a set team. This team knows Paolo's our guy. Franzo's our number 2 guy. This is a real team, so I'm happy he got drafted here. But this is talk about the rest of the team. I am a huge fan of people having Markelle Fultz as a most improved player this year. I think he can do that. Mine is Devin Vassell, but I think he can do that. I think he showed a lot of good flashes last year, and it was kind of like his first real healthy year. And then when he came back, that's when they kind of took their step forward because they had a legit point guard. And I think of Markelle Fultz the same way I think of Anthony Black. The games don't remind me of each other, but they are both basketball players. I like Markelle off ball. I like him on ball. I think he's grown off ball. I think he is the closest that he's been to the Washington Markelle Fultz, which was a fucking god. Oh my god. But still, like, I think he's kind of getting back to those ways, and I'm hoping that he can stay healthy this year because he is a piece. Like, he's the piece that unlocks the door. He is the piece for this team that can take them to that next step. Now, Franz, to me, as of right now, is their best player. I think Paolo's easily going to pass that. Not saying that Franz will take a step, but I'm thinking Paolo's like, I can see an all-star step from Paolo, but I can also see him probably not taking a step. It's just like, that's why I'm so iffy on this team, because him mostly. But Franz, y'all know that's my guy. Got a video about him, everything. That is my guy. I'm very hyped. And I think he's very disrespected, because when you look at this team, a lot of people are already crowning Paolo as best player. He's just not it. He's not, to me, he's not it. As of right now, I just trust Franz as being a more efficient player, the more efficient scorer, the better playmaker. I think their defense is like, they're both, I wouldn't say mid because that sounds disrespectful, but like they're in the middle of the spectrum when it comes to defense. Like, they're not super good, but they're not super bad. They're just right there. So, but this front, I just think his game is just more matured as of right now. That's why you seen Paolo kind of go on that stretch from like what, January to March, but like his shooting numbers was terrible because he was just trying to force his hand, and that's just not what he needed to do at that time. But you've seen it at the end of the season that he started getting better, and he started looking like he did in the beginning of the season. But Franz, I think Franz is just super consistent. A player that's not elite at nothing, but like very good at literally everything. Very good at shooting. Well, I would say very good. Good at shooting, good at scoring, good at playmaking forward, good defender. Like, he's good at everything, but he's just not elite yet. Now, Paolo, I can see Paolo taking a huge step this year. Like, he's shown me some stuff in Team USA basketball, especially playing the 5. Like, he looked really good doing that. Even though at times when he was playing the bigger teams, he's kind of struggled. But that was more so on Steve Kerr. That wasn't really on him. But I see him playing the 5 a little bit more. And I think Jamal Mosley, who was also out there in the Philippines, is going to adopt that style, because when you look at it, I don't want to disrespect Mo Wagner because I do think he's a decent backup big, but I would much rather play Paolo at the backup 5 for a little bit of time just to see how it works. But I think he's going to take a big step. I just want to see him mature more. That's why I can't put him over Franz. And I don't know if he's going to do that. That's why I just can't put him over Franz yet. But I just want to see him mature more. He's very skillful at that size. I haven't seen that in a minute. I want to see him be able to play make more. But I don't think I will be able to see that because you got Anthony Black, you got Markelle, even Jalen Suggs is a decent defender. Like I said, Franz is playmaker. Like I said, Franz is a decent playmaker. So I don't know if I will see him play make more, but I would like to see that. That's why I hope they get those small ball 5 lineups so you can just have all the guys around him that can cut and move off ball. He can play make, because I think that can unlock the team. And then you got Wendell, one of the most consistent bigs in this league. I want to see him rebound a little bit more, but he really doesn't have to. He has Franz, he has Paolo. I want to see that shot go back up to what it was though. I want to see it being 38 to 40. I don't know if I believe he shot 36 last year. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But I want to see him be more consistent, because he's going to need to be consistent shooting that pill for this team, because he's going to be playing off ball a lot. But I want to see that defense back to what it was in Chicago, like very good. Like, I want to see that. Even I'm not saying he was terrible last year, but I just want to see him stay consistent. And I think that starting 5 alone can be a very good starting 5 in this league. And then when you go to the bench, guys, sorry, I had to look on my phone. Like, I forget on the fly. But they got guys like Jalen Suggs, who I know a lot of people want to be very harsh on him because like the start of his career has not been good at all. But we got to remember, if I'm not mistaken, he is 21 years old. I'm not the one to give up on the talent that early. That's so weird to me. Like, why do we do that? Like, I understand the situation like Kevin Knox, where like he shows you nothing. Like the first 3 years, he shows you nothing. At least Jalen Suggs to show you can be a very, very good defender. And I think he's shown even flashes with his scoring. Like, he can go back to those UConn days. I think he's shown flashes. It's just never consistent. But he's shown flashes. Kevin Knox showed nothing at all. So I'm more so like on the fence of like, give him time. And I think he can be I would love him to have control of the bench instead of playing next to Markelle, because I don't think he's like Anthony Black. I don't think he's very good off ball. I don't think he's good off ball. But I think playing on ball with this bench unit next to a guy like Gary Harris who spaces the floor out, I think that can help him out a lot. I said Markelle Fultz is a piece, but the main piece, if Jonathan Isaac is healthy, this team is fucking scary. This team is scary. I don't know. Yes, it's been like, what, 3-4 years since we've seen it. But even last year, and like he played 7 games he played, the defense was still very, very good. And if we can get that for like, I'm not even asking for 60, like give it to me, pause, for 50 games. If we get that from him, this team is scary, dog. This team is scary, versatile at times when you're not gonna have Wendell out there. You got fucking Jonathan Isaac next to Paulo Franz and Anthony Edwards and Anthony Black, Jalen Suggs. Like, this team would be scary if they have that defensive monster who also showed flashes before he was on his way out with scoring. He even showed it that first game back. I believe he had like 10, 15 points. Like, he showed his flashes where he can be a better scorer. If they get that Jonathan Isaac, this team is scary. This team is very, very scary. I love the addition of Joe Ingles. Kind of wish he stayed with the Bucks, but he did have an end year. But I like him being able to shoot the ball, play the backup point guard next to a guy like Jalen Suggs. I feel like he can also spread the floor for Jalen Suggs, play off ball with Jalen Suggs. He's just a vet. I love him next. Hoping on Anthony. I feel like that can be a great addition. They got serviceable backup bigs and Mo Wagner and Goga Batadze. That backup wing position is a little iffy. Talking to my friends about it earlier, it is a little iffy. Like, I like Admiral Schofield. I don't know how to say that. I believe that's it, Admiral Schofield. But like, the shooting has been bad. He hasn't been that good. But I like him as a player. I think he can get better. Jet Howard is a rookie. I don't know how he plays. Caleb, I do know how he plays, but like, that was one of my guys. But I don't know how he plays with this team. Like, I don't know if they're gonna put him in like they're gonna put Anthony Edwards in instantly. I like Caleb Houston. He showed flashes of being a very good shooter. He showed that in college too. And who was the last guy? Chuma Okeke. He's just hasn't been good, hasn't been healthy. He might just be one of those trade candidates. And then the guy I forgot the name all this time. Cole Anthony. A lot of people want to trade Cole Anthony or Jalen Suggs. To be honest, I don't think they need to. I think at this point, Cole Anthony is a 6-man. I think he's okay with that. And I think he can play next to a Jalen Suggs, play off ball. I think he can play next to a guy like Joe Ingles. I think he can play with a Jonathan Isaac. I think he fits perfectly with the team. I don't know why people are so quick to rush and trade motherfuckers just to trade them. Like, yeah, the position's deep, but like, what's wrong with having a deep position? And all those guys can play 1 or 2. All those guys can play 1 or 2. So I don't understand like why people are so quick to do that on the roster. It says Michael Carter Williams is on the team. I don't think that's true. I think NBA needs to update their website. But this is a very good team. Teams I can see them over. I can see them over the Pacers. Listen, I'm driving the Pacers video soon. I see the hype, but I don't get it. Like, they're fun. I hear this whole when Tyrese is healthy shit. I hear all that. They're very fun. But I feel like that's the team we're trying to rush. Hornets. I can see them over the Hornets, but I also think the Hornets are very slept on. Like, they got better. A lot of people are going to be like, all the teams got better. But no, the motherfuckers got better since they did it 2 years ago. Actually been in the play-in. I think the Bulls are just always going to be steady. I don't think they're going to be out the play-in. You just got a talent like Zach LaVine. And you got a talented big three in Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic. They're not going to be out of it, even though we don't like it. Like, they're not going to be out of it. The team, I'm thinking the Hawks. I think the Hawks are going to be like, they're in the tier with us, the Cavs and the Knicks. I don't see them in this tier. And I feel the Nets. Listen, Ben's back. They're the best team in this little tier. But like I said, I can see the team making a play-in, but I can also see it like backfiring and like they're fighting for like who's the top draft pick next year. Ron Holland. I don't know. Next year's draft sucks, but still, like, yeah, I can see the team being very good. I can see it being, but I'm gonna predict them at like 9. I like some of these pieces. The pieces I don't really like that I said in the beginning. I wish they had like a big that like is very good at spacing off the bench. I think Mo can space, but like I would love like a little Jalen Smith out here, like a guy, a big that's known that can shoot the pill. But I also like the energy that Mo Wagner brings. And I hope, the one thing I don't like is the injuries. This has always been an injury-riddled team. So if they run into that injury problem again, like I said, they're going to be drafting Ron Holland next year for the number 2 overall pick. But that's it, man. I want to do at least 2 of these a week. So hopefully I drop another one it's Thursday when it's coming. Oh, Thursday or Friday when this comes out. So I will drop one next week. I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.